Hi, I'm Daryl Schuster of Keg River. Today I want to talk about the importance of bentonite clay in degradable sulfur fertilizers. The purpose of degradable sulfur is it's elemental sulfur, so it's insoluble in water. Well, the purpose is to degrade it into finer particles so the bacteria can oxidize the sulfur and make it available to the plant. So if you're using the best clays, you will get that type of performance you're looking for. So the quality of the clay that goes in, it needs to absorb moisture and will swell many times its original size, and the particles will break the sulfur down into finer particles. And those finer particles is what makes a high quality product, for the grower. The reason you need finer particles with elemental sulfur fertilizers is the finer particles can be oxidized more easily by soil bacteria into available sulfate for the plant. Elemental sulfur is not soluble, not water soluble, and it's not available to the plant. It needs to convert into the sulfate form. If your supplier of elemental sulfur is buying from a company that doesn't have these high quality clays, then what you'll notice in your finished product is that any spillage that might remain on the ground, you'll notice that the pastilles remain solid. There's a good possibility that might be the most it ever degrades. If you're going to spend money on sulfur that isn't going to degrade, it really adds no value. And in fact, you might be short on sulfur for that season because the clay was the single most important ingredient that went into that sulfur bentonite. Degradable sulfurs must degrade. That's really what the point is. Another issue with degradability of sulfur is that if you use the wrong clay in the first place and it doesn't degrade very well, it'll actually get worse over time. That product will have a hard time overcoming the strengthening of the sulfur crystal. The sulfur crystals convert over time. And if they convert over time, they become stronger. They don't become weaker. So the bentonite that didn't degrade it the first time isn't going to get any better. The value that you get is directly proportionate to the skill of the people that are making your product and their dedication to making that product with the best raw materials available. A lot of manufacturers try to save money by using a cheaper clay, and they'll blend a cheaper clay with another inferior clay. We can't speak for everyone, but we know that our dedication is to just make the product out of the best products available because it adds so much value without significant cost to us. So now we could save significant money if we bought cheaper raw materials, but we just wouldn't do that. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.